Core skills are a moment during the school day where our learners on their own are tackling some of the core traditional academic disciplines, math, science, social studies, language arts. For core skills, our learners use the latest in gamified, responsive, and adaptive e-learning technologies in order to learn math, reading, and writing.
So core skills is completely learner-led. They are on their badge plans and get on their computers and decide, okay, today I'm setting a goal to do 10 units in math, 3 units in language, and they go for whatever it is. Someone may not do math at all today, but we may have someone that does math, typing, math facts, language, that does several different things. We encourage them to do everything every day. But sometimes some heroes decide, I want to finish spelling. I want to finish my spelling badge. So today, I'm going to work only on spelling. And they had their opportunity to do that because, again, they have their badge plan in front of them and they know what is required of them from the beginning of the year.
We get to choose what we get to work on, and once we complete that, we move on to our next platform.
So if you were to walk in during core skills, you would notice that first of all, no one's working on the same thing, or very few learners are working on the same thing because they've chosen what they're going to be working on. You'll also notice with core skills that they'll be sitting in different interesting places all across the studio because they get to choose sort of where they sit, where they work.
Heroes can choose to work wherever they want. They can sit at a desk, they can sit outside, they can work in a hammock. It's really wherever they feel comfortable.
We want a culture of intentionality. Like learners really want to find space and that helps them to get into flow. Like they're able to like really crank on their core skills. So I think the guide has the responsibility for kind of creating that environment where intentionality and flow can happen. And then really holding up a mirror is an important responsibility of a guide of saying, okay, so like here are Let's throw up on the screen. Here are the minutes that we spent in Khan Academy last week. Is this enough? Is it too much? Is it too little? Why? Or yesterday during core skills, I noticed it was kind of loud. Like, what do you think? Like, did that distract you? Did it not? Why? So the guide has the responsibility of holding up a mirror and saying, like, how are we doing as a studio and kind of fostering this environment of intentionality? Are we doing well? Doing not? Like, what can we do better?
The most important things for guides to know about planning core skills is how might they create a culture of self-directed learning, a culture where learners actually are setting goals on a daily basis and are wanting to shoulder the responsibility for their own learning. So guides can think about how to inspire them to do that. Guides can also be responsive because during core skills, it's tempting for there to be distractions. It's tempting for learners to kind of maybe move on to something else and lose their way a little bit. And how a guide thinks through how to respond in that moment is an incredibly important thing. How responsive they can be in that moment, what levers they can pull in order to inspire and create that culture of self-directed learning. That's probably the most important thing for them to think through during core skills. These responsive, adaptive, online e-platforms, some of which are gamified, they're amazing. They're not perfect, but increasingly they're being tested and are evidence-based, and that it is totally worth exploring. That they can provide world-class learning, and in a school environment. And so my encouragement to school leaders would be to do the research to find the highest quality, most world-class e-learning gamified platforms that there are, and they're also constantly getting better because they're getting great feedback from users like us. And it's a game changer for education.